Well, it's Tuesday, and I went out to get a couple things, and I stayed to my list. I looked at a lot of things, and it's like, oh, I could replace that with this, and oh, this was pretty, and oh, that's so soft. I stayed to my list. One thing I did not get is a replacement harmonica for Spencer. I looked at all the different dollar type stores. Nobody had them. Usually, someone has one in the kid toy section. And then I was looking for a replacement mocha pot, coffee pot, because the last time I used it, I forgot to put water in it. And like 5 minutes, I was doing something in the other room, and I come back in. Oh, what's that smell? It smells like burnt coffee. I thought I couldn't have been gone out of the room that long. So I took it off the stove top, and I opened the window, let some air in. It was kind of foggy smell. And the little knob on top was kind of melting, because there was no water in the reserve. It was just empty on the stove, and so now I need a replacement. Boo hiss. But even the fake ones, I'm looking for a Bialetti, a traditional mocha. They have other brands from other places. I couldn't even find those. And then I looked at, and I don't really like going to Target, but it said that Target had one on their online thingy. And it said you can pick it up in the store. So I get to the store, and I'm looking and looking and looking, and I pull it up on the phone in the store. And it says not available for 30-mile radius. And I'm like, but at home it said you had one. So the whole day was kind of like that. And I stopped at the post office first thing today, the very first thing. And I was waiting in line to get the mail. And the little Asian lady was working behind the counter. And there was some people waiting to get their passport pictures taken. And the Asian lady said, oh, that other person's at lunch. They're supposed to be back now, but they're not back. And the people go, well, we have another appointment. We have to leave, and, we have to be out of here. And she goes, oh, she's at lunch. They had an appointment. So they left. And the Asian lady, I handed her a piece of paper with my address on it. She did not ask for my ID. She looked at it, did not take the paper with her, went in the back. I heard some things shuffling around and banging around. It's almost like she went back there and went bang, bang, boom, boom, bang. And then she comes back, she goes, there is no mail back there. Maybe there'll be some when the truck delivers some here later. And I said, later, like 2 o'clock or something? Yeah. And the guy behind me, while we were waiting and the people that wanted the passport picture taken were being waited on, he said something about he was one of those crusty Gus, one of those ultra-conservative a-holes that live in this area. Well, President Trump, he wants to do away with the post office, and I think that's a great idea. And I turned and I said, that would be a mistake. It would be a big mistake. And he starts going on and on about how much the post office spends for rent on the place. And I said, where do you get your information? Well, I asked someone that worked here. I said, well, maybe it's not accurate. Maybe they don't know. Or maybe it's a yearly thing, not a monthly thing. I said, I don't know where you get your information. And he starts blithering on. And I said, I have friends in St. Louis. That's where I'm from. I said, I know Postmaster General there. I know a union rep. I know some postal employees there. And I was going to be a postal employee myself. So I'm very familiar with what, with the whole thing. It kind of shut him up for a while. The lady says, oh, no mail. There's no mail. So I got in the car and went on to the next place, which is supposed to have the mocha pot, and they didn't. So I got toilet paper and paper towels. Then, and cat treats. Then I went to the groceries. No, I got gas. The closest gas, so the cheapest gas, was $4.02 a gallon. That was the cheapest. So I filled up with that. Then I went to the grocery store, the regular grocery store that I go to. They had Ben & Jerry's on sale, so stress eating. Yeah, I got 3 pints. And I just got home, and there was a knock at the door, and Spencer came over, and he goes, "Can I come in?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Come on in." I said, "I'm putting away groceries." And he saw the 3 things of ice cream, and he goes, "Ooh." And I said, now this is strawberry cheesecake. Ooh. This one is toffee bar. And this one is Americone Dream. It's vanilla ice cream with caramel and chocolate-covered crunch cone bits. Ooh, I think I would like that one and that one. And he wasn't sure about that toffee is not as good as I thought it would be. It's not like coffee, buzz. That one's okay. This one with the toffee bar, eh. So anyway, he says, "Ooh, I would like to try some of each one of those." And I said, "Well, I don't have them open. I'm not going to open them for a while. But when they are open, you certainly may see if you like it." And I had a couple pieces of blueberry pie left that I had made. And I said, "Would you like to try what a blueberry pie is like?" "Oh, yes." And I opened up the container. It had a whole piece in it. And his eyes got real big. And I said, "Oh, well, just to bite the end off to see if you like it." He bit it. And he says, "Ooh, I like it." And then I had some homemade bread. It didn't rise. My breads don't seem to rise. Maybe that oven's not hot enough or something. I don't know. But he tried a little inch piece of it. He liked it. And then he got my phone. He goes, "I'm not going to play the car game. I'm told not to play the car game." I said, "Okay." So we were looking at pictures and moving little videos of his cousins. And he and Daddy and his brother sent me one this morning where they were roughhousing. And Spencer always goes, "It's only a video." And as he was saying it, Brian was mouthing the words, "It's only a video," and then they were laughing, and we were laughing. And it kind of went to, and then he picks the phone up, and it has like a little microphone thing at the top where you can ask Google or whatever a question. So he pushed it, and it went beep, and he goes, "Heaters." And all these images of heaters came up. I said, "Why are you so interested in heaters all of a sudden?" I don't know. And then he wanted to hear the accordion music. Dale Mathis in Sun City, Arizona, has a channel where he plays the accordion. And when I picked Spencer up from school, it's about 42 minutes long. Sometimes it would take that long to get home. I would start to play it when I picked him up from school, and we'd listen to it all the way home. So he says, "What's that one with the accordion that we listen to?" So I told him what to say in the microphone. "Oktoberfest accordion." And it came up, and he recognized the picture, and he pressed the button and started playing, and then he wanted to do something else. Then he wanted to do something else. He likes asking the phone stuff. When you push the microphone, and it's like, "What do you want to know?" And he asks questions. That's good. That's good. He wanted to know. And I said, "Well, tell it you want to see a Maserati." Because Maseratis are a big deal to him. It's a neat word. Like Mitsubishi is a really cool word for him. It sounds cool. So he said, "Maserati." And I showed him Maserati. And he's like, "Oh." He's 3. He is some character. He is really a character. And we hung out over here for a little bit, and then Daddy was at the door, and he says, "What do you want for supper, Spencer?" Spencer was involved playing a different game, not the car game. And I said, "You better answer, Dad. You want hot dog, or do you want a quesadilla, or do you want whatever it was? Hot dog. Okay. I said, yeah, you gotta, when Dad asks you a question, you gotta answer. He says, if he asks you if you played the car game, you can say no and not be lying. You played the rolling ball game, not the car game. But if you want to tell him you did, that's up to you. But you wouldn't be lying if you said, no, I did not play the car game. Yeah, I know. Teaching a kid to lie, that's not cool. That's horrible. What? I have thread hanging off me. Okay, I got this fabric. It's not as thick as I was hoping for. I want to replace the cooking apron that I have, which is back on the door. It's pink and it's like camouflage, but the camouflage shapes are rabbits, and it's old and pretty worn. So I was going to replace it by making a new one that's more plain colored. And like I mentioned before, I'm like sorting and going through things and pitching some things. I took the toaster oven, the air fryer, some handmade grocery bags, a couple other things, kitchen things, to the senior center because they have like a little shop where they get revenue for hiring bands or people or whatever to come through selling this stuff. Like somebody might say, I want to try one of those air fryer things. Well, they can go there and look to see if there is one. That there is now. And, it works. I just don't have room for it. And the microwave's supposed to be able to do that. So, I'm sorry. I just blither on too much. I am really sorry. It's either because I'm lonely or I think that I'm all that in a bag of chips. I don't know. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Whoop Whoop Wednesday. I will have a joke for you, and it's also open mic night, which I think I will go. And this week, I'm going to wing it. No notes, maybe a few notes, but I'm going to talk about what I know about being old, things that happen as you age. Everyone else in the room will be young, but it might open their eyes a little bit. And the latest thing going on every day is something new with the government, whatever you want to call it. Elon Musk, who's not a member of this country, he had like a school visa or something, and I think it's expired. He got together 6 hackers from the ages of 19 to 24. The one from California has a nickname. He calls himself Big Balls. Elon Musk got them in the national security, treasury, money, whatever, I don't know what building you call it, and they've been hacking and taking information out of the computers and putting it on their own little flash drives and thumb drives. Now, if the kids are smart and they watched all those movies of heists and stuff, they'll be taking their own thumb drives so that they can try to blackmail Elon or whatever. I don't know. Those guys are going to be expendable, and they're going to be sorry that they did this. And I don't know where that information's maybe sold to Putin and maybe sold to President Xi in China. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be used for blackmail. Maybe, who knows? I think it's a big mess. And normal people, normal, commonsensical, good-thinking, empathetic, wonderful people, and I'd say 99.9 of the people that come across this video are that kind of people. If you watch more than one of me, I know you're that kind of people. And I love you, and I'm glad you're there. But then there's one of my videos, there are 2 people that commented something. They were obviously MAGA people. The way they said some nasty things, and then a 3rd person came to my rescue by telling one of the MAGA people off, saying, quit trying to gaslight this person. Go back to stick your head back in the hole, Oh, God, there are so many of those people around here. Have a lot of poop in their hair with their heads up their ass all the time. Poop in the hair, poop in the hair. Oh, yeah. Trying to catch up on a few videos. I'm hand sewing this. It's not very thick. I don't know. But I don't know. I say that too much. I can say it in German. Ich weiß nicht. I can say it in Italian. Non so. What other language do I know that in? N'est-ce pas? No. N'est-ce pas? Do you understand? I think in French. Non is part of it, but I don't remember the rest. Yeah, I want to learn some more languages. I want to be a little more universal. That was a big deal for me, communication and universal communication. My whole life it's been that way. Listening to shortwave radio when I was a kid. Being a representative of the Foreign Students Club in junior college. And then taking international studies for my BA, which I was pretty much 3/4 of the way to the BA. And I had a couple teachers that were real a-holes and didn't see things only the way they saw them, and I wasn't going to kiss ass and bend over backwards to get an A in their class, because it's not right. So I screwed myself over, but at least my integrity is there. Poor but with integrity. Really? I got my teeth in. Spencer's always, Grandma, put your teeth in. Which always reminds me of the Frank Zappa song. Baby, take your teeth out one more time. Baby, take your teeth out, it'll be fine. Baby, take your teeth out, do 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 do. Upward and onward.